Goal 6 of the National Plan to address Alzheimer's disease promotes health behaviors such as increasing physical activity, eating a healthy diet, and quitting cigarette smoking and excessive drinking. Challenges and future directions. What are the challenges of Alzheimer's clinical trial designs? Research shows that provide lack of time, lack of available diagnostic clinical tools, concern over risks to patients of experimental protocols, and lack of proximity to a research center along with patient collaboratives and among for barriers physicians cite as challenging of Alzheimer's clinical trial reflect. Three main clinical trial challenges. Today, the three biggest challenges in the clinical trial supply chain are uncertainties, soils, decision making, and supply botanicals, but there is a solution: a resilient supply chain. Top challenges of clinical trials. Patient recruitment, including patient retention and population diversity, top the list of challenges that 55% of respondents face. Our respondents share that clinical studies are becoming larger, longer, and more complex, leading to increased competition for study centers and individual patients. Now you will see clinical trials. Then no drug delivery and blood-brain barrier penetration. Delivery of drugs through active transporters in the blood-brain carrier. Endogenous amino acids enter the brain through the transportation of system within the blood-brain barrier. One attractive approach is on-brain drug delivery utilizes this knowledge to link drugs with amino acids that actively cross the blood-brain barrier. What is endogenous amino acids? Endogenous amino acids produced or synthesized within the organism or system. Endogenous amino acids, non-essential amino acids, are the ones that our body synthesizes on its own. Endogenous amino acids are formed from the products of carbohydrate and fat metabolism, along with other compounds that must provide an amino group. Blood-brain barrier in pharmacology. The blood-brain barrier lets some substances such as water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and general anesthetics pass into the brain. It also keeps about a bacteria and other substances such as many anti-cancer drugs, also called blood-brain barrier. Can drugs penetrate the blood-brain barrier? Most drugs cross the blood-brain barrier by transmembrane diffusion. This is non-saturable mechanism that depend on the drugs melting into the cell membrane. A low molecular weight and high degree of lipid solubility favor causing by this membrane. Precision medicine and individual therapies. Precision medicines in Alzheimer's disease involve the use of biomarkers such as genetic imaging markers to accurately diagnose and classify patients based on the specific subtype of the disease they have. This allows for more tailored treatment approaches and the development of target therapies. What is the best therapy for Alzheimer's disease? Donepezil, glutamine, and rivastigmine can be prescribed for people with early to mid-stage Alzheimer's disease. The latest guidelines recommend that these medicines should be continued in the later several stages of all disease. What is the best non-drug treatment for Alzheimer's? These non-drug inventions include memory and orientation exercises, art therapy, aromatherapy and music therapy, and contact with animals as well as caregiver training for family members. It's often difficult to say how beneficial these common interventions are, though a few of them have been very well studied. What is the new experimental treatment for Alzheimer's? The Food and Drug Administration recently granted accelerated approval to a new Alzheimer's treatment called lecanemab, which has been shown to moderately slow cognitive and functional decline in early stage cases of the disease. Application of CRISPR-Cas9 in Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a progressive and Irreversible neurodegenerative disorder clinically characterized by cognitive impairment, abnormal behavior, and social defects, which is intimately linked with excessive beta amyloid protein deposition along with many other misfolded proteins. Neurofibrillary tangles formed by hyperphosphorylated tau protein aggregates and mitochondrial damage in neurons leading to neurons loss. Currently, research on pathological mechanism of AD has been elucidated for decades. Still, no effective treatment for this complex disease was developed, and the existing therapeutic strategies are extremely erratic therapy, leading to irreversible and progressive cognitive decline in AD patients. Due to gradually mental decapacitating of AD patients, AD not bring serious physically and physiological suffering to patients themselves, but it also imposes huge economic burdens on family and society. Accordingly, it is very imperative to recapitulate the progress of gene editing based precision medicine in the emerging fields. In this review, we will main focus on the application of CRISPR-Cas9 technique in this field of AD research and gene therapy and summarize the application in the aspects of AD model construction, screening of pathogenic genes, and targeted therapy. Finally, the development of delivery system, which is a major challenge that hinders the clinical application of CRISPR-Cas9 technology, will also be discussed. Is CRISPR an emerging technology? An emerging technology in stem cell research. What is the genetic technology for Alzheimer's? Recently, researchers from Laval University in Canada used CRISPR to edit gene in brain cells to prevent Alzheimer's. The team led by Jacques Tremblay identified a genetic correlate called A673C, which can reduce Alzheimer biomarker beta amyloid and also been found to reduce amyloid likelihood by a factor of 4. Progression of Alzheimer's disease. No impairment, very severe decline, very mild decline, severe decline and mild decline, moderately severe decline and moderate decline. Very severe decline. Loss of the ability to respond to the environment or communicate, loss of movement and locomotion, and nearly death. And very mild decline. No noticeable cognitive decline. Take them to see a physician. Severe decline and mild decline. Firstly, one severe decline. Need constant supervision, required assistance, and or remainders with many of the activities of daily living start wondering. The second one is mild decline. Begin to notice a challenge and decline in functioning. Alzheimer's can now be diagnosed. May be a good time for retirement to get legal and financial concerns in order. And the last one is moderately severe decline and moderate decline. The first one is moderately severe decline. Patients begin to need help with the normal day-to-day activities, may experience significant confusion and get agitated. Clear signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's disease are seen. Thinking and reasoning issues become more obvious and new issues appear. Now we will move forward to the summary of the key points. What are the new genes for Alzheimer's? Research have identified two new genes, ATBA4 and BABCAL, that are implicated in Alzheimer's disease. The genes impact the brain immune system and cholesterol processing, leading to an increased level of risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia. It is a progressive disease with mild memory loss and possibly leading to the loss of the ability to carry and a conversation respond to the environment. Alzheimer's disease involves part of the brain that controls thought, memory, and language. Overview of Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is called a decline in memory, thinking, learning, and organizing skills over time. It is the most common cause of dementia and usually affects people over the age of 65. The last one is call to action for continued and research and collaboration. What is collaborative management for Alzheimer's disease? Collaborative care is this behavior problems related to Alzheimer's disease. A collaborative healthcare team, including the use of a nurse who specializes in treating Alzheimer's disease, may help to is agitating depression and other behavior and physiological symptoms of dementia. The last one is calls to action. Centers for Disease Control (CDC), in collaboration with the Alzheimer's Association and many other partners, developed the third in a series of roadmaps. The Healthy Brain Initiative State and Local Public Health Partnership to Address Dementia, the 2018 to 2023 Roadmap. Star supports for state and local public health agencies and their partners. The roadmap prepares all communities to act quickly and strategically by simulating changes in politics systems and policy systems and environments. Alignment of HPI roadmap action with essential services of public health ensures that initiatives to address Alzheimer's can be incorporated easily and efficiently into existing public health activities. Public health agencies and private non-profit and governmental partners at the national, state, and local levels are encouraged to work together on the actions to make Alzheimer's the next public health success story. Also, it is the main aim of biotechnology field to work upon these problems and make different aspects useful to mankind. Thank you.